Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. Oh no! Ezekiel Elliott, the running back for the Dallas Cowboys, suspended for the first 6 games of the 2017 NFL regular season. Oh man, remember to head over to sportsfanentertainment.com for the story. Link will be down in the description box below for that. So this hurts, okay? But first, let's talk about whether or not he deserved it, because that seems to be the main point in this conversation. First of all, you don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, okay? The only ones that really know what happened is Ezekiel Elliott and the woman, okay? Not even the NFL really knows what happened. But what we know is this. We firmly believe that Ezekiel Elliott and this woman were engaged in a relationship in July of 2016. And Ezekiel Elliott's camp has not even denied this. We also know the NFL has pictures, and pictures are floating around, of injuries sustained to this woman that appeared to be the result of domestic violence. Now the question, from what I've gathered, is whether or not these pictures were taken a week before Ezekiel Elliott started dating this woman or during the period in which Ezekiel Elliott was dating this woman. We don't know. And we'll never know, but it's conspicuous, okay? It's suspicious, you know? You have to raise a question mark, you have to raise an eyebrow and say, okay? And more importantly, people are saying you cannot suspend Ezekiel Elliott because he was not convicted, okay? Yes, you can. The NFL conduct policy does not care whether or not you are convicted. And this is something that the NFL Players Association agrees to, and I'm pretty sure, although I'm not 100% sure, that it is in the contract of every NFL player that they will abide to the conduct policy. I mean, this is pretty obvious, right? If you guys don't like the conduct policy, whenever you lock out, like you locked out back in 2011, you change the policy to where you cannot be suspended for an alleged crime unless if you are convicted for that alleged crime. Y'all didn't agree to that. Okay, so now the NFL can decide, hey, you have these allegations, it makes our brand look bad, you're suspended. They're completely in the right here. Now, what I hate about the NFL is these arbitrary suspension lengths of which they give out. So why is this a 6-game suspension, whereas other incidents are a 4-game suspension, whereas other incidents are a 2-game suspension, or a 3-game suspension, or an 8-game suspension? And now you can't even get back in the league if you're Josh Gordon, right? I hate these arbitrary amounts, although at the same time, if they ask me, okay, what do you want the policy to be? I really couldn't tell you, and I have to sit down in a room for about a week and figure it out, but I think I do a better job than them. I think that I would. So it sucks that it's 6 games, but I think it's kind of deserved, man. That's the policy. If you didn't like the policy, y'all should have locked out more in 2011 to change the policy. Because if you are accused of a crime, whether you committed it or not, the NFL deems it hurts their brand, they are allowed to suspend you. They're in the right here, guys. I'm sorry. So now let's move on to a conversation we can all pretty much agree on, and that is the impact on the Dallas Cowboys. It hurts. Now, if you remember, the Dallas Cowboys going 10-6 this season, but I felt they could easily be an 11 or 12 win team. Okay, now let's look at the first 6 games, what I had before and what I had now. Okay, so we look at the first game against the New York Giants in Dallas. Now, first of all, if you look at the running back core for the Dallas Cowboys, it's not bad. Alfred Morris, Darren McFadden, Ronnie Hillman. It's not bad outside of Ezekiel Elliott in theory. Okay, just looking at it on paper. But what did Alfred Morris do last year? Because he did not impress me at all. Ezekiel Elliott had over 5 yards a carry behind this Dallas Cowboys offensive line. Alfred Morris had under 4. Okay, Alfred Morris does not look good anymore. I don't know what's wrong with him. Now, Darren McFadden the year prior, he actually looked decent in 2015. So we'll see who can win that battle, but they're going to have to look out for that. If McFadden proves to be more productive than Morris, put him in. Because for some reason, Morris last year in backup duty to Elliott really did not impress me at all. I just did not see it from Alfred Morris last year. So hosting the Giants, who swept you last year. Now, I like Dak Prescott, man. And you guys have some decent weapons. Dez Bryant, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, Jason Witten. But, man, the Giants' defense is still tough. I had this as a win before. But it is an L to me now. You guys go to Denver. And I had this as a win before. Can Dak Prescott defeat this secondary without a run game, or at least without the Ezekiel Elliott run game in which they'd have? Now that's a question mark, man. At Arizona, I liked your chances there, although I think I had you guys losing. It depends what kind of team Arizona is, but I'll say this. Of your first 3 games, you'll probably win 1, but don't be surprised if you lose them all. Best case scenario, you win 2, though. No way do you win all 3, but I say most likely 1. That's most likely. Then you host the LA Rams, okay, who just got better today. I'll talk about that a little more later. You guys should beat them. Even without Zeke, you guys should beat them. You host Green Bay. Now, last year, y'all lost to them, obviously, in the playoff game. It was more of a passing contest. This one could be the same. That one's 50-50. I think it was 50-50 with Zeke. I think it's 50-50 without Zeke. But obviously, you know, not having him hurts your chances, so probably more 45-55. But I don't know. That's a pick'em game to me. And then you guys also go to San Francisco. I don't think you're going to miss Zeke there, okay? So essentially, I think in theory, I should take 2 games away from the Dallas Cowboys win total, but I'm not going to. Because, and this is the real reason why. First of all, we don't know if Ezekiel Elliott will truly serve 6-game suspension. He's going to appeal it, and my inclination is that the suspension will be reduced to probably about 4 games, okay? So that's something to look out for. If you have him back for Green Bay, that's great. Oh, that's going to be a great game to watch. Moreover than that, I think the Dallas Cowboys last year showed they have really good intangibles. Like, they're able to win games late. They blew out a bunch of teams. And they did lose some good talent last year. But this still just looks and feels like a winning team to me. That on paper, you look at some of these matchups and you don't like it. But they'll find a way to pull it out. 8-8 just seems too rough for me. But I must now say 9-7. And again, you guys could easily be a 10 or 11 win team, but now no way are you a 12 win team. Okay, no way are you a 12 win team. So if there's no way you're 12, best case scenario is 11, I have to go 9-7, right? That's just my overall philosophy. And then worst case now, to me, maybe 7-9, maybe 8-8, because again, I still like the intangibles of Dak Prescott. I'm a big Dak Prescott fan. I think he's a winner. Okay, I think even with these extenuating circumstances, they'd be fine. And then when Ezekiel Elliott comes back, maybe he's really inspired, and then they win more games later than I anticipated. You know, before I had them losing to the Giants in Week 14 in New York, now maybe they beat the Giants. I have them losing to Oakland in Week 15, maybe now they beat Oakland. So even though early they may lose more games, I think later they may win more. Okay, because we saw last year Tom Brady came back from suspension, and did he lose a game? He lost 1 game, went all the way to the Super Bowl and won it. Okay, so I have to ding him down 1 game to 9-7, but I have to be clear. This could easily still be a playoff team. But this hurts, and you know it hurts. Okay, for those of you that follow the Dallas Cowboys show, Shango, I'm sure all you Cowboy fans know him. Remember when y'all drafted Ezekiel Elliott, and he was like, "It's over! It's over!" Well, this kind of feels like it's kind of over, but in the other direction, right? It's just really hard to lose Ezekiel Elliott for 6 games and still make the playoffs in the NFC East. And right now, man, I like the Giants and I like the Eagles, man. Especially with this Ezekiel Elliott suspension, I could easily be wrong. Again, because again, I really buy into the Cowboys' intangibles. But every year we see certain teams that fall out of the playoffs. And now I have my scapegoat, okay, in the Dallas Cowboys. And it's unfortunate, but this is the case. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott being suspended for 6 games. Again, I expect that number will be reduced, but for right now, it is 6 games. What are your thoughts? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, I'm out. See you all later.